All right, bang. Today is Wednesday. It is February 15th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It's myself, Eddie. I'm joined by Danny. I'm joined by Chief. Welcome back to Free Swim Wednesday. Chief, the people are waiting with bated breath for a dryer update.
Got the dryer. Got the belt fixed. There's something else wrong with it. Oh, I had some
So you got a new dryer or you got the part got fixed?
The parts got fixed.
What did it run you?
Well, I'm big on complaining about stuff.
Yeah.
I'm great at complaining. I get that from my mom, where I was annoyed that they charged me, it was like 120 something for that like 7 minutes that he was in for that first time, and then he didn't call me back. So they tried to charge me, I think it was 4. And I was like, look, you guys never got back to me. I have, I'm going to Home Depot this weekend. You charge me $120 for nothing, basically to come by for 7 minutes. I'm like, I'm just gonna go get a whole brand new set. They're like, well, don't do that. And so then they comped, or they folded in the original 120 into the price, and then they comped the labor. So it wasn't that bad at all.
There you go.
Yeah.
The time and labor could be anywhere from $500 to $5,000.
Yeah.
You just never know.
You never know.
What would you say is the male name equivalency to a Karen?
Eddie.
It's coming from you.
It would mean, if anything, it has to be the proper. It has to be like Edward, but I don't think Edward's it.
You think Karen's ever going to come back, the name?
I like the way that name sounds.
Yeah.
I've never dated a Karen, but I just feel like, man, like that's a woman's name.
Especially like Karen from Goodfellas. Like,
yeah.
it's a good Karen.
Karen's up there with Adolf now.
Seriously.
Wow, it's not that level.
That might be the answer to your question.
Adolf.
It's Adolf.
He's slightly more than a Karen, but yeah, for now.
Well,
it's
I feel
Adolf.
like Karen is like linked with like white supremacy, just like Adolf is. So
all right, we got
it's
our
tough.
answer.
Bro,
Yeah.
there's like
Adolf.
people who name their dogs that, which is fucking
Adolf?
absurd. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I had a camper who named their dog that, and I was like, yo, this fucking...
That's bad.
That's some demons, dude.
You think there'd still be some narrow mustaches out there today if it weren't for Adolf? I think about that a lot.
Jordan had one in that Hanes commercial. He had the Hitler stash. And
He
it was
did.
like, what are you doing? But Michael Jordan had a Hitler mustache.
I don't know if anyone could like take over the narrow mustache in the middle. It has to be someone bigger and better.
I think he could do it. If he really wanted to stick with it, I think Jordan could do it.
It just needs to come back as a trend from all celebrities and be like, no, I'm not trying to be Adolf. I'm trying to be MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin.
I don't know, man. How was your Super Bowl, Danny? You were Yaz, Queen, and Rihanna the whole night, or what?
Yeah. Had umbrella in the AirPods on my way to the Super Bowl parties, getting ready. No, it was pretty laid back.
Yeah, I know it's Wednesday. Everyone's probably all Super Bowled out, but we're recording on a Monday.
But you're still hungover anyways. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll touch on it quickly, but a little upset, no Disturbia.
Yeah.
I only had really one thought, and we could move it on to other topics. It's kind of amazing, right? That people, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's kind of amazing. We talked about this the other day, that people are paying so much for Super Bowl commercials, and much like the red light, where you look at it as an opportunity to look at your phone. I don't know who's watching these that much anymore.
Well, it used to be such a spectacle.
Yeah,
it was like. That was like the old joke. It was like, oh, like you go watch the Super Bowl, but people watch it for the commercials.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's gotten away. I thought there was a couple good ones but they're not like funny. Like
I'm not saying there wasn't any good ones, but I'm saying like by and large, like a lot of people are just boom right down on their phone. Right
Everyone's too busy eating bagel dogs, playing cards. They're too distracted to watch commercials. You have to like get shit done in between the game. You have to take shit out of the oven, whatever, clean up a little, get another drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at the Barstool bar for the Super Bowl. There was a big turnout, and I underestimated how much girls love Rihanna. Like, you always hear about like the Bayhive and Taylor Swift. I feel like Rihanna's got to have like an army like that somewhere too.
Dude, she's awesome, and
girls were dancing their fucking asses off, like in groups of like 6 girls, and just like with each other, like they just were having the time of their lives because Riri was on stage.
Yeah, she's always been awesome though. Like,
yeah,
she's got great music, and that's the thing too, where I just don't like my music limitation is like cut off like a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all these like new
Welcome
people,
to your 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all these like Billie Eilish. I just don't get it, you know. Or
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not that I don't get it. I'm just past. I'm beyond repair. Or I'm beyond reproach.
You don't have time for new stuff.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like
Brianna has an element of like she's such a superstar, yet she's not oversaturated. Like you don't see her on social media. You don't see her.
Yeah. That's nice.
She still put out new music?
I think she had like a new single, new album coming out, something like that.
Okay.
She ain't retired yet.
Yeah, she was. I forgot how many like smash hits she had until that halftime show.
Smash.
Yeah.
You could have a whole dance party just Rihanna.
Smash. Speaking of that, I watched that on the plane from Phoenix. That Kai, the hatchet wielding hitchhiker doc.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen that?
No, I've seen like the tile.
What a fucking sad story that was.
Not for
people
him,
get
right? For
hatcheted.
the other people.
Yeah.
Well,
You feeling for the homeless hatchet slinger?
I mean, rather.
I haven't seen the whole thing. I don't know the whole story. I just know.
We just stopped midway.
No, I didn't watch it, but I know.
I remember
Kai
the
is.
headlines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But have you ever done some like introspection about your obsession with serial killers and murderers and stuff? Because that is like, you love that shit.
Yeah, I know. Is that a red flag?
If it is, then every girl has a red flag.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
true.
I know. That's the only thing that makes me feel comfortable about. But is it weirder if a dude's into that? Probably.
I actually no. I think it's weirder when girls are into it because it's like there's some kind of fascination with like a man killing them.
True, but then I don't know. That was loud.
That was loud.
True, but at the
Honestly,
same time,
your whistle was loud too.
Yeah,
Before.
I almost took my headphones
I
off.
whistled.
Yeah.
When did I whistle?
When you're like,
Talk
I
about
watched the
Kai.
Kai.
Yeah.
However, it's good for girls, I feel, because they learn like the tips and tricks of what to do and what not to do. You know?
Yeah.
Sure.
But I also feel like most of those you learn at a pretty young age. Like, don't get into cars with strangers.
They're not watching it for
No,
tips.
but like this shit's getting deep. Like, you know, like if you're getting abducted, like you're fucking claw that motherfucker, get some DNA skin cells under the nails. You get tossed in the trunk, poke out those holes.
That's
a
good one. But the DNA underneath
lights.
the fingernail stuff, like that's only so they can catch them after you're dead. They need more tips to prevent the death.
Sure, yeah, but hey, like you go down, but you hopefully save the next victim.
Yeah.
That's the thought process.
Selfless. That's nice of you.
Thought process there.
Take one for the team.
Yeah, but like that. Correct. The weirdo girls are the ones that are like writing the ones love letters in jail.
Yeah.
You know, like that's like,
Stephen Avery's wife.
yeah. That one and like the Night Stalker.
Guy
and
gets
shit.
more ass than all of us. He's a murderer.
Stephen
in jail.
Avery.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's just cleaning up. Have they done the opposite side of that yet? I think that's coming, right?
Have they did what?
The opposite side of Stephen Avery making a murder.
I think
Like
they,
in his defense.
No, they've done his defense.
Oh, I mean, I meant the opposite.
they
I
had
meant
like the whole
opposite.
country ready to like fucking
lynch that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, they had the whole country ready to like fucking go and get
Bail
him
him.
out of jail.
I'm saying things the exact opposite of what I'm trying to in this conversation.
Yeah, a terrible.
Yes.
White Sox chief. Holy shit!
At least I was aware of it. I'm struggling a little bit on this Monday, but at least I was aware of it. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. But
I think it's coming. It's got the eyeball emojis treatment now, but the other perspective of making a murderer is
because I
coming.
remember they talked about how that was happening. I don't know
Yeah.
if it ever happened or not, but
There's two sides to every story.
there is because every doc is slanted.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was fucking cranking shit out on the plane, dude. Watch that Madoff thing. That Madoff shit's crazy.
Yeah. No, it is. It's. I started that one and haven't finished because I feel like I wasn't learning too many new things because I was obsessed with it when it came out.
Were you?
Yeah, and it's just like he would have had that thing going forever. Like it was kind of like a foolproof system. And then
No, he would have been fucked to the point where like
if the economy kept going up, I think he would have been fine.
yeah, but at some point these fucking people would have wanted to see the transactions online. All of his dude, he didn't. There was no. So do you know this? How he was? What he was doing, Danny?
Mm-mm.
Basically, Bernie Madoff had a system where he would just advise people on trades. Okay, and all of it was all through print. Like he would send people. He would take people's money, and he would be like, "Yeah, don't worry. I'm like putting it. I'm like making this trade, making that trade. Bullshit. It was all going to a Chase account, and he was just fucking doing whatever with it. And people would be like, "Oh, where do I got?" And he would just like beep, 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 beep. He'd just fucking print it off and he'd mail it to them. There was nothing electronic where you could fucking create a fucking
you didn't have like a Scotch rate.
Yeah, there was nothing where you could put a question mark and a fucking character and a uppercase letter. You couldn't see anything like that.
Like the way it was marketed is that he had such great returns.
Yes,
like
exactly.
You just trust him because everybody's making money and he's the Wizard of Wall Street and all this kind of stuff. You know who else had that type of a system? It's Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was like, you have to be worth like $1 billion to be able to trade really? So he made it like exclusive. To get people like, man, I want a taste of that. I want to, and like Madoff did that kind of same thing where it was like people were so thankful once they got into the fund, they didn't really ask any questions.
Say shit,
It's funny. I had a friend reach out to me just yesterday. Actually, he's like, I don't know if you could use this for a podcast, but he said he was at a bar with some people he works with, and a guy came in, and they got to talk to the guy, and he claimed to be a former Bears player on the Super Bowl team, and everyone's like, "Oh, no way! Like, let me get you a drink." And he's like, "You don't believe me? Look it up." And they looked it up, and it checked out. Like, there was a guy with the same name on that team. And then the day later, my friend was doing some research, and there's like WGN articles on this guy, how much he's a fraud, how he goes bar to bar, just like get free drinks and get, free food, whatever he can. So that's still alive and well out there. Got to be careful.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you look very close to the person, like I remember there was a guy running around Chicago in like the mid 2000s saying he was Kyle Long because he was a bald, bigger guy. I guess that still exists if you like look pretty much identical. But
that's what I asked. I'm like, how did you not know right after you Googled? He's like, well, we didn't Google there, but like he still had like the same name. It was like D Banks for what it's worth. Yeah. You see a guy out there. But yeah, there was a bunch of articles like people suing him and for other stuff and whatnot.
And was he was on the 86 team or 85 team, I assume, right?
Yeah.
86 Super Bowl. So I feel like that gives you some cover too, where it's like I've just aged terribly.
And he was like a D lineman, so it's like not a star player, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's also like a weird thing to me, where people get so obsessed, where it's like, oh, let me buy you a drink. I'm like, I would never. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations on winning that Super Bowl 40 years ago.
Yeah, you're a sucker if you're buying them appetizers.
Yeah. To me, it makes sense for like the bar. If the bar wants to comp something and like get them to, and then you can take a picture and put it on social media and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But if you're just like a regular guy and you're like, I'm going to buy D Banks his dinner tonight.
Dude,
it's like having a fake Elvis in the bar or something.
Yeah.
Just a fake former D lineman for the Bears.
Dude, you'll
Super
be
Bowl
shocked though, man.
Yeah.
Like, would you do that? Is there someone who you're like, man, I would love to buy you a drink because of your athleticism?
Dude, they could be fucking the most random single A player that nobody's ever heard of. Somebody like, dude, sign my shoe. Like, like you never get
you just want to go home and tell your dad you bought a shot for a former Bears Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just that I've also just never cared about anything. So, like, I think that's part of the disconnect here where I'm like, I don't care. Like, I just don't care. I can't remember if we talked about this on the show or not, but I was talking with my mom about something recently, and she was saying like I was such a difficult child to like raise and punish because she couldn't take anything away from me because I just was like nothing bothered me. She was like, you're not going, like, you're grounded. I'm like, all right, I'll just hang out in my room.
Yeah, that's what I do anyways.
Yeah, like exactly. Like I was just completely unbothered, and she would like pull her hair out because she would want me to like, I don't know, do my homework or something. Like, nah, there's literally nothing that you could take away from me that I would care about.
No Purely Elizabeth for a week.
That's just funny. I'm looking up some stuff on this guy. Apparently he pulls this con a lot.
Yeah. He's a serial con artist.
Is he sitting by himself?
I believe so, yeah.
Have you think you could be that kind of a guy? Sit at a bar alone kind of guy? I used to do it on the road, like if I was traveling for work, and I would feel fine with that. But I was walking home last week, and I live near this bar. It's like a great little dive bar, Guthrie's. I thought about popping in for once, sitting there by myself, and I'm like, I can't do that. Not my own time.
I could do it at my local dive for sure. Like if I'm just maybe not dive, but because if I'm like getting food, I was going to say, then I have no problem justifying having a drink by myself. But I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been so down where I'm just like going to the pub. Like, what's up, Karen?
Well, we talked about like the on the rom-com draft. We talked about Crazy Stupid Love, where Steve Carell's character is just like going to the bar by himself in his fucking New Balances like I got on right now.
The club.
Yeah,
He's going to the club by himself.
Yeah. I always just assumed that was like, this is just what bars are like.
It's like one of our dads walking into Bounce and having a drink by himself.
a quiet vodka cran by himself. Yeah.
Are you Carell across the board or just Carell office?
Pretty across the board.
Yeah.
I love Crazy Stupid Love. I mean, he's had dinner with Schmucks and some other not so notable ones, but his average. I watched Foxcatcher. He kind of scared the shit out of me there, but yeah, I'd say he's definitely above average. I like most of his movies.
You know what's a decent movie? I think is Get Smart. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
with him and Anne Hathaway
or Tina Fey.
No.
Oh, is it not? Oh, I'm thinking of Date
Night.
Okay, yeah.
Get Smart. He's like a bizarro Bond who just fucks everything up.
And he's in your guys' favorite movie, The Big Short.
And in The Big Short, he was crushed in The Big Short.
Dude,
although I found his wig distracting in that.
Very.
Yeah.
Big Short was a fucking question on the dozen. I got it wrong.
No way.
How dare you?
What was the question?
He wasn't on. It was like Christian Bale, and there was 2 other actors who were in it. It was blah 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 blah. These 3 movie actors were in this movie, and I didn't get it.
Don't tell
And
White Sox Dave.
And
Damn.
no, I know. And Carl was in the audience, and I looked over at him. I was like, can't believe I got it wrong.
For those who don't know, our old series show became like an ongoing thing where someone brings up The Big Short at least once per episode.
That happened all the time.
I know.
Yeah. That's tough. I read somewhere that movie came out a long time ago, right? That part of the reason they gave him that terrible wig is because if they had his haircut look just like a Wall Street guy, they'd be like, this is Michael Scott. He would look. They had to make his hair so different, otherwise they thought it would be distracting for the audience because it was too close to the end of the.
It makes sense. I mean, what can he wear? What role can he take where he wears a suit
without you making that?
Yeah. Well, what's
jump.
funny too is if you look at him in the first season of The Office, his hair is atrocious,
slick back and kind of thinning and balding too.
like very bald.
Yeah.
Like pretty bald, I should say.
And then he met Ryan Gosling. He fixed them all up and sent him back to the office.
Yeah, noticeably bald. He was using some Rogaine or something. No one ever talked about it, though.
Yeah, but they said that they made him like that for a reason. And then they're like, I read that. I shouldn't say confirmed.
But
Maybe
he definitely has more hair now, like Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Totally.
So he definitely did something.
Well, I'm trying to think of do you remember him on the Daily Show? He had that was kind of like his break. Like it was him and Colbert were on there at the same. Were both like correspondents on the Daily Show.
Okay.
And then he went from that to The Office. But I don't remember him being like bald on there, and I don't 40-Year-Old Virgin came out in like 2005 too, and he had plenty of hair in that one.
That's true. Yeah.
So
so he's like, is he your goat?
Michael Scott, the character, is my goat for sure. Yeah.
But like if something happened to him, you'd be torn up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd get a sentimental tweet.
Yeah.
With a picture of us.
Yeah. Oh, you got a picture of you two?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty sick.
You haven't put that on the internet before?
Facebook, probably like 2009 when it happened.
Okay.
Just then. No sympathy likes anymore.
No more sympathy likes. Damn, I feel like Space Force. I didn't watch that, but I feel like he had.
I heard that was brutal.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Good thing we actually have a real Space Force now.
Yeah, it's like
country does.
but it's also like billed as an armed force, right?
Yeah. You can be like, what branch of the service are we in? Space Force.
Kind of sick.
Kind of sick. Especially
Really
now
sick,
with all the
actually.
aliens running around.
Yeah. That was a wild pick 6 yesterday.
Yeah. You seen those aliens?
What's up?
You seen those aliens this weekend?
I've seen them a little here and there.
All right.
I was bringing this up too, and I don't know how you bring up Facebook, and this is what reminds me of. So you're not on Facebook anymore, right?
No, I got out during the Romney-Obama election. I was like, all the aunts were on at that time, and they were all arguing with each other, and I was like, I can't be a part of this platform.
See,
anymore.
that's why I stay.
Yeah, that was the peak, bro.
No, it was
what?
No, that's when I was just like, this used to be fun when it was just like hot girls posting Halloween pictures. Now it's like, I'm not here for this.
Oh, dude, I love just checking in on like the drug dealer from high school, talking about his day, like asking anyone if they want to hang out via Facebook status.
Ooh, that's sad.
That gets me every time.
I shouldn't say it was the peak. It was definitely not the peak. You're right. Like the Halloween costume and like writing on people's walls and like just like saying like whatever. That was the peak for sure. But when the arguments were coming, that was definitely a nice chapter.
Oh, I had aunts blocking cousins on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
That was a good chapter. Now it's beyond repair. It's so fucked. But I still have it. I'll check it like once a day. But like it's
You on once a day?
yeah, like just to like see like whatever on this day, like
Yeah.
you know, see whose birthday. It's to be honest with you, that's all it is now. It's a birthday reminder. Like who do I need to shoot a text to for their birthday?
Yeah.
And
But
I know
I've never gotten a birthday text and been like, oh, I'm so glad that person sent me a birthday. So I feel like people don't care. Who are you sending them to? Like your aunts?
no,
your
well,
uncles?
you know, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, if being reminded of like a close friend's birthday.
Yeah, it's a nice gesture. You're just an asshole. You don't say happy birthday to anyone.
I'll say it to like my siblings and to my mom and stuff, my dad.
It's classic cold chief.
Yeah. HBD dad.
Yeah, HBD. HBD.
I don't think my dad would know what that meant, so I would have to send him 2 texts to spell it out.
And I know it's like the classic joke, but it is alarming how many people you just don't know anymore because everyone's married and it's just new names.
Different names.
Like, who the fuck is this? But whatever. The point of the story is that I haven't had it on my phone in years. Like I deleted the app because
Yeah.
it's something where it's like you're trying to be conscious of like what you're looking at on your phone. It's like that's a complete waste.
Well, now
that's a time suck.
Now
you know?
that you've said it, I feel like maybe I should get Facebook again, so I know when your birthday is, so we can make a big deal out of it.
No.
Publicly.
No, don't
Because
do that.
not because only because I know you would hate it so much. You've always been very hush hush. I feel like it's sometime in October, but I don't know the date for sure.
Always. Well, yeah, I don't. Me and you are pretty quiet about ours.
Yeah. Other people that we know have birthday months, it feels like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yes.
somebody brought donuts for my birthday.
Yeah.
When's yours? October 9th or 10th?
10th.
10th.
Okay.
October 10th. Yours in April?
Yeah.
Yes.
April
I knew
what?
that.
Well, we're inside the window where people would still remember, so I'm going to decline to say the actual date right now.
Okay,
Fucking
so
say it.
we'll declare it April 12th. That'll be your new
Pretty
birthday.
fucking close. It's pretty
I
close.
was gonna guess 14th.
Also close.
Okay, I'm going with 13th final answer.
April 13th.
There you go.
On the money.
Yeah.
You gotta reactivate your Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get that
you do.
birthday. I'll give you the little like. Yeah.
By the way,
But
so,
even Twitter gives you like the balloons on your birthday now too.
oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. So that's how people probably know.
Yep.
So this guy, fucking, like one of my friends, he has it deleted too, and like he's always like, yeah, fucking, like I haven't been on it, whatever. Like I've had the app deleted, and I consistently catch him on it, but he's on it on browser. He'll just log in and he'll type in his shit. Isn't that the most psycho shit in the world? That's like saying I just put Oreos in my mouth and I spit them out. I don't digest them. Right? Like what a fucking maniac this idiot is.
But also, like, I don't like Facebook because I thought, and I also, and maybe they fix it, but I feel like when I got off, like I was always seeing like the same shit. Like this is driving me crazy. Like, why am I still seeing like fucking Becky's Obama posts? Like, I don't need to see that. And but I feel like I'm addicted to the other apps, so it's just like I've traded one addiction for the others because I feel like they're better. But just to be like, nah, like I'm too good for social media unless no one's looking, and then I'll.
Yeah, he's gone incognito
Yeah.
for Facebook. He just wants to say he doesn't have the app because
Right.
yeah, that's like not getting a newspaper delivered every day, but still going to get a newspaper.
Well, it's like our buddy White Sox Dave with TikTok. He's like, I'll never do it. It's like, why not? He's like, because I don't want to. You know, like, but he's like has this, like he's posturing, like he's too good for it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
You know, but it's like, wow, it's just an app. Who cares?
And for people that don't know, White Sox Dave, he just downloaded TikTok. He made his username. He spelled his name wrong.
Well,
and he named it Whote Sox Dave.
Right. It was not like a joke. It was WHOTE Sox Dave. And it would have been funny if he did it on purpose. But the fact that it was like White Sox Dave did it by accident. And then the way the app works, you can't change your name for a month. So he's got to be Whote Sox Dave for a month.
We're gonna make Whote Sox Dave go viral, not White Sox Dave. For him to be like, what was I supposed to do? No red squiggly line came up. It's like, I don't know, proofread for 1 second. Like a very important thing. It's like, hands were tied. Didn't tell me.
Like I say, dude, he's never left a timeout in his pocket, dude. he will never go into halftime and be like, wait.
No, he speaks first and thinks after.
Yeah, he will never,
It's charged right in there.
yeah.
He's
There
one
is
of a
no,
kind.
like at the end of basketball games, they just dribble it out. He would never do that.
No, he's putting shots. He's the guy who shoot at his own baskets who get the rebound for a triple double.
Yeah, exactly. There's just no chance in hell he would ever do that.
Unrelated, but sort of related, if you catch my drift. Do you have like a list of people where if they ask you for somebody else's phone number, you're like, I can't give that to you because I don't want like that person to know that I gave you their phone number.
Yeah,
because that's like.
Well, are you talking like Barstool rated people, or like?
Yeah, well, like kind of anybody.
Because you kind of can't do that. Like I would never give someone like Big Cat's number.
No, but like let's say like we have Tech Guy Andrew here this week. Let's say Tech Guy Andrew asked you for Big Cat's number. Would you give it to him?
I mean, he works at Barstool, so I think that's an interesting.
I don't know. That's what I mean.
That's a bad example.
Yeah, I'd be like, why doesn't he have it?
That's
I'm sure
a bad
Andrew
example.
has it. Yeah,
that's a bad example. Why?
All right, so like I gave it to him, but we have the guy Rick who is he's running like the Barstool bar projects.
Yeah,
and Dave texted me the other day being like, hey, like I need Rick's number.
Oh,
and I'm like,
why?
Okay. But like, but it's also like, what am I gonna gatekeep for Rick? But it, but it was like it gave me like a little pause. Like maybe I shouldn't, and what's he doing with this? But ultimately it's like I'm not responsible for him. And if Rick wants to, that's Rick's deal. But I do have like certain people where I'm like, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, totally. Now, does he hold that same pause?
Well, we established he doesn't have a pause button. He doesn't have a pause button.
I'm goading you into telling a story about the Blackhawks talk from the kid from Purdue.
Oh, this is an old story.
It's a great story.
And so one night I'm at home. This is probably like 2016 or something like that. And I start getting like I'm in this group chat and like these, like I don't know any of the numbers, and it's just blowing up with all these Blackhawks. Hey, we got Chief in here now, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who? Like, how did you get my number? And the guy's like, well, I don't know, can't tell you. And he's like, just tell me how you got my fucking number. Like, I don't want you guys. I have the thing where like my phone is on silent. Like, I don't like getting a ton of text messages and notifications, whatever. So I'm like, this is really fucking annoying. They're like, well, Dave gave it to us. Like White Sox Dave gave like these random people that he was in a White Sox group chat with, but they also wanted to talk hockey, and they were like kids on the wrestling team at Purdue. Dave's like, oh, they're great kids. I'm like, I'm sure that they're nice. Like, I'm sure this is not a reflection on them, but like, I don't need strangers just having my phone number to hit me up about fucking Brandon Saad. Like, I like leave it alone. Like, I don't like. I'll decide who I give my number to, and it's not going to be the Purdue wrestling team.
I mean, you just can't be giving public figures phone numbers out. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Even if you guys are D-list, it's principle.
I think especially at that point, I think we're well below that even. But it was just like, and it was also one of those things where like I had like a normal job and I was still like quasi keeping my identity like hidden, which is why I had like the name Chief to begin with instead of Ryan. I didn't want to have like my full name out there. And so the fact that I'm like, this is like a violation, a breach of trust on like multiple levels, when I'm trying to just be like somewhat anonymous. And now I'm like, everyone on the Purdue wrestling team knows my phone number.
It's one of a kind, man.
Yeah.
Never change, Dave.
Yeah.
He is one of a kind.
He is one of my favorite people though.
Yeah, he's so great. He's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not on purpose necessarily, but he's just like the way he thinks. It's just like, I don't know how you got there.
All right. Anything else?
I had something.
What do we got?
Say you are going into or leaving someone else's house and the dog gets out. How responsible are you personally for getting that dog back in the house?
100%.
Well, because obviously it's your fault because you opened the door, but they should kind of know that that's how their dog is, and that when someone's coming in, it's going to try getting out.
Well, you're not a dog guy either.
I'm a dog guy. I've been attacked by dogs, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. I give them a second chance and a third chance.
There's some story that I'm blanking on. It was disgusting that I can't quite remember.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to share it?
It's not much of a story.
Okay. Anyways, I think that if you're the one who opened the door, you let the dog out of the barn situation, you better go get that dog.
It's like I don't even know the dog. I don't even know the people. So I was walking into a friend's like apartment complex, and there was a random guy there talking to like the security guard, and he just got done walking his dog, so he like let him off the leash because they're getting ready to go on the elevator. Then I just came in minding my business, and this like mutt just past me.
Felt like a slur almost the way you said mutt.
Yeah, you have to know what kind of dog it is. If it's a golden retriever,
dude.
Yeah, some fucking.
Well,
mutt.
I spent the next 10 minutes trying to help this guy get his dog.
10 whole minutes?
Yes.
Oh man.
What do you mean, man? I'm going to meet someone upstairs.
Let's canonize you.
Now
let's Saint Danny over here.
I'm coming back.
Spend 10 minutes after you let the dog out of the
Come
apartment.
back sweating, got grass stains on me.
So you chased it?
Yeah, he was like leading the way, but I felt bad. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be back up here, in case the dog
what was
jukes
his
him out.
reaction?
Nothing really. He was just like, like it's all right. And then like I initially kind of just stopped the dog from killing itself. And once we got past that point, like the dog went to like a side street, just running around on lawns. So I'm like, all right, I'm here for support, but like, how was I to know as soon as I opened this door, your dog was going to trample me, your mutt was going to trample me?
You do have to be careful with that. The way you say mutt just gets under my skin a little bit. But I was, this is when I lived over in like Ukrainian village. I was walking my dog, and there was a dog loose on just run around like crazy, like up and down blocks, like sprinting. And the person I was with was like, I'm gonna like rescue this dog. And like the dog, like it had like an aggressive look breed, and it was like growling, and I'm like, don't go near that fucking dog. Like, don't do it. And she would not listen. And so she like chased it down the street and then chased it back towards George and I, where we were over by like by the Wicker Park dog park kind of ish area. And like the dog like went and jumped and snapped at George and like missed him. And then I like shielded George away. And I remember being like, what? Like, I fucking told you to leave that dog be. And now you, because you're trying to be some good Samaritan, almost got my dog bit by like like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Every dog for themselves. Dog
eat dog.
I was once a food delivery driver, not to brag. And I got to this person's house.
You ever deliver some beefs to the wrong address?
Yeah, definitely.
Scumbag.
And I got to this person's house to deliver their food, and a little girl opens the door. And when she opens the door, a dog and a cat run out. And she just looks at me and goes, do you want the dog or the cat?
No.
I'm assuming like this had happened
dude.
with her parents before. So it was like, obviously, like we need to break up here.
How little? How old was she?
9 or 10 maybe.
How can she just deadpan you with that?
Well, I'm saying like I'm sure that's happened before when she's been with like her dad, and it's like, hey, well, one of us has to get one has to get the other.
What'd you pick?
The cat. Easily.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the cats
dude, cat will scratch the fuck out of you.
And I also feel like they would never listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
it
had a
was
better
easy to
chance.
scoop. I had to put like 2 shakes down, 2 bags of food. I'm like, all right, like, are your parents home?
I feel like you could have just enticed the dog with the food at least.
Dude, come on. Like, are you not going to fucking say, like, I got to speak up. Are you not going to put any onus on the owners here?
Yeah, no, they got the first situation. You should not have the dog off the leash.
In this situation, it was like I rang the doorbell, and the girl must have been right by the door and answered it. She came out like 2 seconds after. It all happened so quick.
Yeah.
What do you think about my dryer guy refusing to work unless I put the dog away? I had to lock him away.
Oh, wow.
That's a guy who's fucking.
That's Eddie.
He said he's been bit before.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dog is afraid of fucking everything. He's never like he's a giant pussy.
Hey. Stand for something or fall for everything. Something like that, right?
Bite me once, shame on you. Bite me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, dude. Right?
I guess.
Dude, that's some crazy shit happened last week with the dog, right? Like in an alley right here.
Oh, God, yeah. We had
We're talking about the SWAT team thing?
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I had to stop myself from making any jokes, but it wasn't funny at all. But the fact that it happened right by our office.
Yeah, people are tagging me. It's
Now
not
you
funny.
have to say what happened.
Well, it's not funny.
There was
but
a
You laugh.
dog death. right?
Yeah.
I think 2, right? Didn't he shoot 2 dogs?
Oh my God, I didn't know a gun was involved.
You didn't know this?
All I heard was some dogs died nearby.
Essentially, there was 2 people in an alley, and from what I understand, I
It
could
was
have
on
the
like
story
Roscoe,
wrong.
right?
It was right by our
Our
office.
alley.
And it was like right here, and there was someone had their dogs off a leash, and some guy was walking, and the way the guy told the story, I guess, was he said the dogs were like aggressive, they were coming at him. It was concealed carry, and he just shot them both.
Come on,
Yeah.
Jesus. Talk about no pause.
I also feel like that's a guy who's been waiting to use that gun.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like hunting dogs.
Yeah. He's like, well, they looked at me wrong, so I fucking shot him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no,
Go to the gun range, dude. Get
Yeah.
that aggression out that way.
It's fucking bullshit. People are tagging me in that. That's fucking mean, dude.
To who? To you?
To me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, a dog didn't make it.
I mean, there's a lot of other things you could do to defend yourself from a dog before you decide to shoot.
Totally. 100%.
But like, I do think that guy, like, that just as easily could have been a person. He was shooting something that day.
Yeah, a squirrel,
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
dogs,
yeah.
whatever.
Garbage can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like I have bullets in this chamber, and they are leaving this chamber.
The fuck are you laughing at, Harry?
Harry, it's inappropriate,
This
dude.
guy's laughing his ass off.
A laugh track on the podcast
What the
today.
fuck,
Yeah.
dude? It's fucked up.
Murdering dogs is funny, according to Harry. You'll fit right in with this crew. I should.
You've
get
been hanging
funny.
around Eddie too much.
Yeah.
Not fucking funny, dude.
I'm not laughing.
It's fucking. I literally like. I just got done recording like 3 podcasts. I come out, like a SWAT team. Some dudes murdering
Yeah.
dogs. Everyone's like, anybody seen him? Is he at fucking the Belmont office? I was like,
Driving a white Tesla.
I'm like, dude, I've been in the office all day. I was drafting rom-coms.
Harry takes off his headphones that morning and he goes, "Hey, I know you're always looking for ideas for social. I don't know if you could use this, but," I said, I think we're gonna pass on that one, but I appreciate the initiative.
Unbelievable. On a serious note, I hope the lady's doing well. I'm sure that's very traumatic.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we got to end on that note. Shitty note to end on, but show's got to end.
Not if you ask Harry. Harry.
Yeah, what the fuck? Harry's just crying over there. Like he watched Seinfeld. Fucking guy. All right.
There's also a dog murder episode of Seinfeld.
Is
too.
there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
Eddie, is there? I haven't watched it 8 times in a row.
Well, fucking Breaking Bad. All right.
All right. What a note to
Breaking
go
Bad's
out
not a
on.
comedy. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.
Rest in peace.